Our first topic was business ethics. We investigated the ethics behind large firms. For example, our group covered Tesco and Marks and Spencer's. We discussed the ethical issues Tesco's recently encountered, including their horse meat scandal and the publication of false annual statistics. We then investigated how these ethical blunders had affected the company as a whole and whether or not they impacted upon customers. The second part of our ethics topic discussed how Marks & Spencer brands itself as an ethical company. We looked at their marketing campaign for Plan A, a scheme to reduce waste, recycle, improve working conditions for its suppliers and lower their carbon footprint. We then discussed how this works to Marks & Spencer's advantage, as well as any implications a scheme like this may involve.
In this lecture of week 5, we talked about stakeholders. Stakeholders are all the people inside and outside the company who might cause an impact or who are affected by the company, and therefore are very vital for a company to distinguish and understand who they are. Stakeholders can be banks, suppliers, employees, competitors, media, customers, stockholders, owners, and the government. To understand this lecture completely, we had to do a stakeholder analysis for a chosen company. The company we as a group chose was Tesco. We used a power interest matrix to be able to locate each stakeholder and see what kind of influence they have on a company. At the end of the lecture, we had to present our findings and thoughts about who the stakeholders of Tesco are and how they could get more power or more interest in Tesco or Tesco about them.
In week 3, we looked at business ethics. Ethics is when a company takes into consideration its customers' religion and its workers' religion, also when it has a social responsibility for its customers. Ethics is also when you don't only do things that may be in your own self-interest. There are 4 concepts of ethics: relativism, egoism, utilitarianism, and deontologism. Relativism is when there is no universal standard by which morality can be judged. Egoism is one ought to act in his own or her own self-interest. Utilitarianism is the morality of an action can be determined by its consequences. In deontologism, actions are not justified by their consequences.
Topic about the Mandarin economic crisis. We researched the 2008 economic crisis, the financial crisis, and investigate whether it was poor management or just natural economics that led to it, the big banking meltdown. As a group, we decided that it was poor, selfish management that led to it. They were just worried about their own financial safety. And this was one of the better topics.
So in this week for MDP, it was a negotiations task, and we were given a hypothetical scenario and we were up against another team. So our scenario was about students that had ruined their flat, and we were the letting agency. So we were saying that they weren't allowed their £1,000 deposit back. So they were trying to claim their £1,000 deposit back by saying that the damage wasn't that bad. However, we had constructed a hypothetical list of the damages. So we were going to say that the damages were about £2,000, but we'll let you off, so we'll just keep the £1,000 deposit to make it look better. However, in the end, there was actually no negotiation that took place because it just went back and forward, and they declared that the damage wasn't that bad and that the tenants before hadn't signed the slip. So in the end, there was no negotiation, but it was a fun exercise.